Welcome back to People. I'm Shirley Lin. Today my guest is Fanny Hsu, who is the director of Coretronic Culture and Arts Foundation. Now, earlier on, we were talking about just how she spent 18 years abroad, and that you were into galleries, art galleries, and auctions. You know, I have a question for you, though. I'm just really curious. Was there ever any time at a formal auction that someone yelled out and said, "This is fake"?
Not on the auction day, I hope not.
I meant on the auction day.
But yeah,
no?
but I think if it's
never
a
happened
right
to you.
auction, no, never. But if it's a right auction, we always open for discussion. Because professional, someone asked me what's an expert. I think expert is someone who's made all the mistakes they can make. Then you become an expert on things.
True.
So I think it's okay to be open and to have opinions, to welcome different opinions, but you come down to a conclusion. But even the world famous experts cannot agree on one famous painting or another, but you do the best you can, and there's different ways, you know, like what I mentioned before, the training of your eyes and the careful research and scholarly research that can help you to the conclusion, I hope.
Oh, wow.
Never on the day, I hope.
We cross our fingers, never ever. Really. Well, there was a program, actually it's still going on. It is a program called the Wanderer Program, kind of started by Cloudgate, and in fact by the founder, Lin怀who was a famous, worldwide famous dance choreographer. So what is this program? Because in fact it's this program that brought you back to Taiwan.
Yeah, I think it also changed lives of many people, artists and social workers here in Taiwan. It's a program, like you mentioned, started when Lin怀老师received a national award for the art in 2004. So he gave the money back to the Cloudgate Foundation and started this program. It was at the time, I think early on in his lifetime, he had a chance to travel to India and was very inspired by it.
So a lot of people do after they make a trip to India.
Yeah. So he wanted to program Lin怀老师early on in his lifetime, spent some time self-reflecting back in India. So in 2005, so 第一届, the Wonder Program started. So the purpose of the program is to inspire young artists in visual art, performing arts, movie, literature, or music to be able to go outside of Taiwan to explore. But there's several conditions. One, you have to travel independently and in a backpacking way, and it has to be one of the countries within Asia.
Okay.
So that's quite interesting. A lot of people ask why within Asia. I think it was Lin怀老师realized many people when they travel, they will go to places like New York or London, major cities, but not many people travel within Asia to understand cultures that's closer to Taiwan. I think maybe that's because we all think that if it's all Asian, they're all kind of related and kind of similar. So we want to discover something that's really very different or opposite from you know the Eastern art. So that's my guessing. I guess that's why. But that's interesting within Asia. But then I thought that maybe because then it would only require a smaller budget as compared to travel. Then maybe that's
so
another
that you have more,
condition.
you know, people having the opportunity to be a wanderer and discover that country or that country's culture. Anyway, so go on.
Yes. So back in 2009, when I came back to Taiwan, I realized I don't really understand the Taiwan culture. I've been away for so long, and I need to be reminded of who I really am, and to know more about Taiwan. So I remember on the grant proposal, I wrote, I don't need to 流浪 again. I've been 流浪 for the past 18.
You've been a wanderer
almost
for
2 decades.
Right.
Yeah. Even though the program specifically states that it's outside of Taiwan.
Right.
But I told them, I don't think I need to travel outside. I need to come back to my hometown, Taiwan, to really understand and explore Taiwan.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they gave you a stamp of okay.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah, an exceptional, opportunity for you. Great. So, what did you do?
I called the journey after I finished the 2 months travel called Ting, Kan Ting. Ting, I think it's a pause in life to slow down for me, to really kan. But I think it's not with the eyes to see, is to see it with my heart. Ting, I think we spend a lot of time talking, listening of course, but never listening actively. So I gave myself a break of 2 months to actually travel to different places I rarely go, and to do all those things.
Wow, that was very well said. A great perspective.
Yeah. So
2 months.
2 months. But the funny thing is, I never get so nervous traveling to places I've never been. I spend time backpacking in South America by myself for 2 months.
Okay.
Never get this agitated or nervous. But because abroad, you can always buy a travel book, a guidebook.
Right.
I can tell you, okay, where to stay, like Lonely Planet, and the major tourist sites.
Right.
So you can follow the instructions and you'll be all fine. But I know in Taiwan, I don't want to be a tourist. I'm from Taiwan. I want to really learn about people like in Tainan, people in Kaohsiung, people in Taidong, or even people on Orchid Island, how they live, what they think, what are their passions, and how they go by daily life. So at first I was really nervous because there's no guidebook that tell you how you do that.
Is that one of the regulations? You're not supposed to bring a guidebook?
No, there's no regulation. Only you have to travel alone. But I think it's a very, very smart condition because when you travel alone, you have to talk to other people.
Right. Yeah, that's
you
true.
don't have a friend or a company you can chat with.
Right.
So you get to immerse yourself into a brand new situation.
Yeah, well, that's so cool.
To meet the locals. So I think that's one of the rules I gave myself, that I don't want to do a tourist trip. I want to actually live there for a long period of time, and to live like the locals, and to understand them and to hear their stories.
So how long did you spend in each place then? How many days?
About 10 to 15 days.
Oh,
but
really?
in Taidong, I spent almost a month there. I think that's a place, a beautiful place. I sent pictures to friends overseas. They can't believe there are places like this in Taiwan. But there's so many places that we don't realize how beautiful they are within Taiwan.
Right.
Practically nowadays, you have a little break in between job during the work days. I tell friends you don't need like 2 weeks off to Europe. You just spend a week, find a place in Taiwan. They can be as beautiful as you imagine. Yeah.
And it looks like you didn't have any reason to be nervous because you apparently, after you spent one night at a certain place, or maybe like a B&B or a friend's place or something like that, that person will introduce you to the next place to spend the following night.
Yes.
And because a lot of foreigners in Taiwan say that Taiwanese people are very, very friendly.
Yeah.
But you, it seems like you as a foreigner coming back to Taiwan, that's how you've discovered that Taiwanese people are very friendly. Yes. You had no reason to be afraid and to be worried because they're always people want to be helping you.
Exactly. Too bad I only did it for 2 months. I think I can do it for free meals
Forever.
and accommodation forever. Yeah. But that's so what I find out. But we all know Taiwanese people, 非常有人情味. They're really passionate and they're very kind. They like people like you and me. They're like normal people, regular people, but I think they're extraordinary.
Yeah.
So every places I go, I got maybe one friend. They're all strangers before, but one friend referred to another, and when they hear about my stories, they are welcoming with both hands open and just allow me to stay at their places. But of course, because I stay at their places, I get to hear their stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so neat. how did you get into Coretronic Culture and Arts Foundation? How did you get into this foundation?
After the trip, the wonder trip, I was struggling whether I should continue to stay in Taiwan or maybe go back to New York to pursue my art career.
Oh, you still miss New York,
yes,
huh?
I think it is the best city for people who are into art. You have, nonstop all the art gallery, art exhibitions, and you meet different amazing people there. But I think the 2 months trip in Taiwan, like I said, I've seen many young people who have dreams, but actually not just dream, but actually pursue their dreams. And I see regular people who are extraordinaries, people who, I think Taiwanese people are very hardworking. And
for sure.
Definitely. So I see that quality, the spirits of Taiwan. So I want to do more things for Taiwan.
Okay.
To give back to Taiwan and see what I can offer. Yeah. So when this opportunity comes up, Coretronic is a corporation. They do LED backlight, and they also own the projector brand Optima.
Right.
I want to give back to the society and started a Culture and Arts Foundation. I took the opportunity to say, here I am, what can I do for you?
Right.
So promoting culture in the light and art and the awareness of light in the foundation.
Oh,
the foundation.
Okay. Yeah, because I was flipping through, the website, and it's amazing what light can do to anything.
Yes.
Anything. And so, my question is, how's lighting I want to say the art of lighting, how's lighting different from art in general? Yeah,
that's a very interesting, good question, actually. Yeah. For people, I've met many people in Taiwan. I think the study, the upbringing, the school education didn't allow us to get too close to art. So people are afraid of art. They think art is so high up there on the pedestal. That's not part of our daily life. So I think the interesting thing about light is you need light. Yeah. Right? When you wake up in the morning, when you go to the office, you turn on the light and you switch the light. So I think light is a very good 切入点, maybe entryway for people to say, yeah, maybe it's not that far away. So we're using light as part of the reason to allow people to be more sensitive to their surrounding.
I see.
Yeah.
So what kind of programs does the foundation have?
Yeah, the foundation, this is only our second year, the third year. It was founded
so it's pretty new.
By the end of 2010. So we have workshops, we have lectures, we hold performances that will inspire people to be more aware of light and culture. So last year, we did a program called That's Sense Light, a city project. So we did one in Taipei. We also hold another one in Tainan. And Tainan, I think it's one of the best cities in Taiwan with the cultural depth and many people who are dedicated in the culture. So we pick a temple, Fengshen Miao.
Okay.
It's they worship the god of wind, which is very rare in Taiwan. That we use a very simple design concept, less is more, to redecorating the lighting environment, to change it completely, but very, very minimal changes, but people can feel it. Because in Taiwan, I think when we're little, we know the Guangchang, plaza in front of the temple are where people gather.
Yes.
Yeah, but now with television and with internet and with Facebook, people spend time more indoor than outdoor. So the first time we stopped by the plaza, it was completely dark with street light, very scary place. And with the power of light, we actually decorated the place just like your living room. It's a pleasant environment. We hope in that way more people will be drawn to step outside of their own living room and to hear stories by pub, telling
in
stories.
In the plazas and temples?
Yes.
Oh, get people more outdoors.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so neat.
Yeah.
When you said less is more, I was just thinking that, well, that's good because, you know, how we should be saving energy these days. I'm going like, you're into LED and lights, but that all, you know, eats up a lot of electricity.
Exactly.
But then you're saying less is more.
The issue is light pollution.
Okay,
the more,
light pollution.
Yeah, when we don't know
thing.
how to use light properly, I think with sense and sensibility, and that's part of aesthetic. You know, when you're more aware of how you can use light, then the less light pollution it can be. But I think we are not giving choices about how to use them properly. So we're just providing the public an opportunity to see, oh, this is what we can do. But the idea is simple, you know.
The concept is simple, but I'm sure that the ideas and programs and projects that emits from light is boundless.
Absolutely. Photography has to do with lights and shadow, you know, projectors.
Shadows, that's right.
Light and shadow, it's one or the other. You know, they come together. You can talk about light without talking about shadow. And in performing arts, you use stage light, theater light. So there's all sorts of possibilities.
It's true, it's true.
And when people say, oh, it's so far away, it's so hard to understand, it is abstract. But I ask them, have you ever been moved by sunrise or sunset? If you ever feel something, just a little things, then you can be interested in arts and culture.
Well, Fanny, thank you very much. You know, this is so exciting. I want to learn more about the foundation and what it does because I can imagine that ideas are boundless and it's great. You know, nobody ever thought about focusing on just the light itself and what it can do for people's lives and stories. Yeah. Thank you, Fanny.
Thank you, Shirley.
All right. Well, good luck at the foundation.
Thank you.
Hope you continue to broaden a lot more programs and can't wait to hear more stories from you.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for watching, people. I'm Shirley Lin.